Welcome to Aired Out, brought to you by Capitol Showplace Montpelier and Paramount Theater Barrie. At FGBtheaters.com, CW Print and Design in Barrie, at CWPrintDesign.com, Peak Entertainment, PeakDJ.com, Cruise Planners, your land and cruise experts. In Vermont, CruisePlanners.com, Donnybrook Fight Promotions of Williamstown, CBDCrave.com. Presented by CVTV, Public Access Channel 192 and 194, CVTV723.org, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks, Route 14 East Montpelier. Custom orders, rough, kiln dry, plain, tongue and groove, or shiplap. FontaineMillworks.com and Fly on the Wall Productions. Now, let's get aired out. A Wednesday afternoon, and the sun is shining. Needed a little bit of rain, but we are moving into a real nice stretch with much more comfortable weather. Lower humidity is what Roger Hill is saying for the next few. We're into the lower 80s right now. It is a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon. I'm J.D. Green. Thank you so much for subscribing and for tuning in this afternoon to Aired Out. We have to also give a shout-out to our new presenting sponsor, Gauthier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance. Great people over in East Orange, and they do amazing work. And, of course, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks over on Route 14, just below Bragg Farm. I have a very dear lady who is next to me right now, and I'm surprised, Sherri Lamberton, that you haven't made fun of me yet about my raccoon eyes.
Well, I thought of
because it. Because I'm sure you thought of it. I mean, everybody's been making fun of me about the...
But I see you took your sunglasses. They're off now, and you really don't look that much like a raccoon, Ricky. I mean,
yes,
JD.
JD, it's JD. But, I actually asked Sherilyn, do we have a blush or a foundation that we can kind of blend in a little bit just so that people stop busting my stones?
Do you have makeup on?
No, there's no makeup on now, but I'm thinking seriously about going up and getting some Maybelline and just blending it in. And
yeah,
one of the
I'd
girls,
like to see that.
One of the girls that I work with said something about like a 120 foundation. Do you know anything about this?
No.
With that? No? Okay.
No,
I don't know.
But, hey, if you get the 120 and you put it on, I'd at least like to see your makeup artistry.
You know what? Maybe we'll do that, and if we do, we'll get some photographs on Facebook. Anything to make people laugh. I am absolutely delighted to have you here. Thank you.
Oh, anytime.
For coming in here. Sherri Lamberton. I have to say, you and I, most of the time when we speak, we don't really have a time to sit down and...
We're working.
And BS together.
Yeah, we're
just,
working.
we're just, it's hit and go.
Yeah.
Always.
I don't sit too much.
I know you don't. What?
And you don't either.
What are you doing with your life right now? Sherri's Jubilee is your empire that you have built over the last 257, I think, years. And
it's been running since 1991.
Okay, it seems so much longer than that. No, it does. It does. That's a long time. That is a long time.
It's 25 years.
But it seems longer than that for some reason. Everybody knows you in this community and beyond. You have such a network, such a friendship base. Everyone knows you. Everyone knows your husband. Everyone knows Sherri's Jubilee. You have done everything everywhere. And I know that you're humble, and I know I'm not supposed to be just giving you too much kudos here, but you're so loved in this community. I mean, come on, we.
I've never met a person in my life that I didn't like. I've never walked up and said, "Oh my gosh, I hate this person." I've never been able to do that. Not that you should be able to do that, but. I've always liked everyone, so I think that's wise. I think they know I'm not judging them, and I'm not. I'm just here to have fun and make a friend.
Sure.
You know.
Sure. I have seen you over the years interact with all kinds of people, complete strangers, folks who don't necessarily enjoy country music, and people that do, and everyone in between. I've seen you perform so many times. I've seen you when you haven't seen me. So many different shows that they
There was someone outside my window the other night.
It could have been me. Was
Okay.
it the other night or was it last? Because last week was me. So if it was the other night, that must have been
Okay,
somebody else.
then. Yeah, sorry.
But just all of the shows that you've done, and the posters that I have seen over the decades
Yeah.
of you performing at this place and that place and this banquet and that church and this nursing home and that community center, it's absolutely remarkable. You've got it figured out. You've got it dialed in.
Well, I go where it takes me.
Yeah.
Wherever it takes me. I'm not doing 6 shows a week anymore. I only do 2 or 3 now. That's
So how long was that 6 show a week?
a decade.
Was a decade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your Jubilee crew, let's give them some love. My God, I mean, these are the salt of the earth right here.
Sometimes when I walk into a hall at a show or something,
Yeah.
it saddens me because they'll go, "Oh, Sherri's here." Sherri's here, but there's also Lynn and Nelson, Dave and Shelley, Grandma Lou. But I guess they can't know everyone's name. But I basically walk in like we did here today, sit down and start talking.
Yeah.
Those guys are at the show, setting up an hour before I'm there, and then they're at the show an hour, and when I go into the room, they go, "Oh, Sherri's here," and that's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
The crew is everything.
Yeah.
It really is. Without a good crew, you are nothing. And I have the most amazing crew.
One of the couple of the members of your crew is a trio that is so remarkable. It's Dave and it's Shelley and Ralph, and the 3 of them together are inseparable.
Yeah, you might
Sometimes
say that.
you never see Ralph and Dave together at the same time,
Oh, no.
but when Ralph is there, the party is on.
When Ralph is there, everybody gets nervous in the band.
Yeah.
Because he's impromptu.
Sure, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah,
Have you ever had to try to reel Ralph back in and say, just damper him just a bit?
No. No, that's one thing about Dave. He goes
mean
out
Ralph.
there.
You mean
Oh,
Ralph.
Ralph, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
He goes out there and he will come out with the dumbest joke you've ever seen. Of
course.
Enough to make me go, "Really?"
Yeah,
And that makes him laugh even harder.
sure.
Because the jokes are so.
Right. Dumb enough where Shelley would say, "Wow, I wish Dave was here right now." That dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
I'm sure she wishes for Dave a lot more than she wishes for Ralph.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Grandma Lou. God, it's like,
I'm mad at Grandma Lou.
why's that now? What did she do?
Grandma Lou has followed me all summer long. Grandma Lou is 86 years old.
God bless her.
Yeah. She's followed me all summer long, and she sings one song, and it's Frank Sinatra's "My Way."
Oh, yeah.
Gets a standing ovation every time.
Does it really?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Does she ever screw up the lyrics? Do you have to have them printed out for her? Or she's got it?
Oh, she's got it.
She's got it.
Oh, she's
Now,
got it.
who was the lady that used to do the? Wasn't there someone that performed with you doing some yodeling?
Lorna.
Lorna
Perkins.
Perkins. Yes.
Yes, Lorna passed away.
Oh, she did.
Lorna had brain cancer, passed away, I think, 2 years ago.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I did not know
Oh,
that.
but she made that cowboy sweetheart famous in the community.
The
They
crowd.
just loved her.
The crowd went crazy.
They loved her.
Went
Yeah.
crazy. So whenever we met, and Sherilyn asked me last night, "When did you meet Sherri?" Anyways, I don't freaking know. Do
Colgate
you?
Country Showdown in East Montpelier.
In East Montpelier.
I think that's
right down
where
from
we met.
just down the road from Meckelson's.
Yes.
So this had to have been right around the year 2000. Had to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Because Froggy was brand new. We'd just gone on the air.
Had just gone on the air.
It was
yeah.
the birth of a new country station.
Yeah.
And you had already been connected with the folks
Colgate.
over at Colgate
Yes.
in Nashville
Yes.
to do the Colgate Country Showdown. And you had already been doing it for a couple of years at the Washington County Fair and Field Days.
Right. Yes. And then we joined hands.
Gosh, this is all coming back to me.
Yeah.
And Froggy got a hold of
Yeah.
the showdown, and
Well, they became a sponsor.
we became the sponsor. And I was hosting it, and you were doing all the legwork. And the legwork that you did would start right around, well, maybe November or December, where you were petitioning for folks to come out to your home to record, to practice, to get some coaching, some training, to sharpen their edge a little bit, what they need to work on, what they are good with. And you'd get them all honed up and
Ready to go.
record. You'd record their demo
Yeah.
and send it to Froggy for us to pick
Yep.
10 of the best,
Yep.
which was so painfully difficult to do.
Oh, it's very
my
difficult
God.
to do. Very. That's why we passed that on to you.
Yeah, oh, thanks. I'm learning this now. My God. But then we do this show that it just became its own entity.
It was wonderful.
It was amazing.
It was wonderful what it taught people, the experience that it gave people.
Yeah.
And
Great
an
experience.
ego booster that young kids really need to have.
Yeah.
You know, they need that feeling of power that, you know, I can do something. So
sure.
I loved every part of the Colgate.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was, and then we had to get 4 judges, and we had all kinds of prizes and trophies, but to be able to showcase our local talent on all levels, from young to much older.
Oh, yes. Lorna Perkins
Lorna
was in
Perkins was, she had to be
in her 70s.
I was going to say late 70s, and then we'd have this little Jessie who'd be out there.
Jessie started when she was 8.
8 years old.
Yeah, she was 8.
I remember so well. I don't remember her being 8, but I know she was just a little girl, and she'd come out and she'd sing, and I'd get a little, the allergies would kick in.
Yes, darn allergies.
And she just really, I know she
and she still sings like a canary.
does she sing
She
that
still
that
sings?
Martina McBride?
No, she's kind of switched over a little bit and gotten away from the countryside.
Yeah.
More into pop or rock or.
Yeah.
But she still
she's so good,
does
though.
country, and her little girl sings also now.
Peyton.
Peyton,
And
she's 6.
I think we bumped into
Or 7.
Jessie not too long ago, and I think she told us that she's a remarkable singer.
Oh, she is.
She's that old, 6 or 7 years
yeah.
old. Wow. So what's the story with Jessie? I know that you were coaching her as a singer, but you also became a mother figure. Mm-hmm. What's the story with little Jessie, who's not so little anymore?
No, she's not so little anymore.
20-something.
But she had troubles at home, getting along with her family, and they asked me to take her for a while, and we did.
What was a while?
She moved out when she got married,
And how
or
old?
just before she got married.
When was that?
Oh, she was about 18. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, she was the easiest kid to raise. What a wonderful child. Oh my gosh, I love her.
So you had her for how many years, do you think?
Oh, I don't know, 5 maybe.
That long?
Yeah. And then she had her boyfriend, and of course, once they get a boyfriend,
Sure.
they're gone.
No. Please don't tell me that. Please don't.
Oh no, not gone, but
Please don't
sorry,
tell
yeah,
me.
you
Please.
have Lily.
Please don't tell me that.
Well, you might want to consider locking Lily up.
God. So Jessie is just, she's got a great job.
She's got a full-time job. She's got nice cars. She's doing well. They're looking for a house to buy. She's doing well. Very proud of Jessie.
Isn't that something? Jessie, kudos to you.
There you go,
We
Jessie.
love you. You and Mike have done a great job with that young lady. You
It
really
takes a
have.
village to
Yeah.
raise a young lady. It wasn't all us. Her
Well, she had a
family
pretty-
helped. Her friends helped. Everybody loved Jessie. My family helped. Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the memories that you and I have together. Not only many times backstage, many laughs, countless laughs. You and I.
We had a good time.
We had a great time. I mean, between Shane, Royer.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Shane.
You remember Shane?
Do you know I've never met Jamie Lee Thurston?
Jamie was just in here
I
a
know.
little while ago.
I watched it. I watched your podcast. He is a hoot.
Do you want some more water?
I'm good,
You're
JD.
good on the water.
Yeah. After I watched Jamie's show, I thought maybe water would probably be the best thing
Well,
for me.
today is National Tequila Day. I didn't know if you knew that.
Jamie, today is National Tequila Day.
Cheers, my man. We had some Cabo Wabo that was hiding under
I
the
saw
table.
that. What a cute bottle.
Yeah.
See, I think more of the bottle than what's in it.
Yeah,
But I don't know how long you two stayed together at this table after the podcast was done. I was kind of wondering.
quite a while, and I think Abubakar had the camera still rolling, so there are some amazing outtakes that I've seen some, and yeah. But here's the thing: with this show, I basically kind of try to keep it. It is what it is.
That's
You know,
yeah.
This isn't broadcast commercial radio anymore. This is something very, very different. So, man, and speaking of which, how many times have you been on the air with me on Froggy? My God, I mean, so many times.
You are my favorite disc jockey.
Why was that? What was it? Just because
I went all around to different radios, the same as other people do, and you're very down to earth, and your kindness shows right out through your eyes, and it makes people feel comfortable to sit and talk with you.
Well, that's wonderful.
Can I have $1?
Yeah, I'll pay you later. we had some. I remember some times when you'd come down the hallway and you'd look through the glass. You'd see that I was on the air. You just open the door and walk right in. There's the microphone. Go. We've
Go visit.
a lot of times when we've done things, it's been very quickly off the cuff, without a lot of sitting down and planning stuff.
And
which
isn't that the best way?
is the best way.
It really is.
It is. I mean, how many times have we been backstage and so-and-so's singing and, all right, we're trying to get it all figured out, all right, we're to do this.
Who's up next?
Yeah.
Send her out.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
with him.
Yeah. We got a judge in the bathroom.
And we just go.
Whatever it may be.
Whatever it takes.
Readjust that speaker, readjust that light, whatever it is. We like to do stuff on the fly.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. They say, if I have, a male singer or something, but most of my shows I go right out and say, what do you want?
Yeah. Of course.
Because I consider myself a request artist.
Yes.
I don't want to sing my songs.
Yeah. Which you have so many.
Yeah, but I want to sing your song.
Yeah.
What is your song? What is, what really throws them off, and it's kind of hard to swallow. What was your wedding song?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you.
I didn't. I don't know if I had a wedding song. But I know that you've asked people this, and they
And they don't know.
yeah.
They can't remember their
Well,
wedding song.
You were just up at Mom's nursing home at Berry Gardens doing an incredible show.
Yes.
I mean, just a full hour of just jam-packed songs, one after another.
And, it
And
gives me a chance to do the older country music
course.
when I go to places like that. But
Yeah.
even if I'm doing fairs and festivals,
Yeah.
if I give the people a chance to request a song.
Yeah.
The most requested work is classic country.
Yeah.
That's what I get the most requests for.
Sure.
Not off the radio, not Marty. I do, I mean,
Right.
you still do, but usually it's the classic country that is just not out there anymore. It's not there.
What do you? So you get a lot of people that don't remember their own
Yeah.
wedding song. Isn't that something?
Kind of funny.
And I'm sure you get a lot of people that play that song that the
Yeah. And
That
then I
song.
say, excuse me a minute. And I run it through my head until you get the word that might be the name of the song.
sure.
Yeah.
And
a lot of that.
meanwhile, it's not you that's got a little bit of sweat on the brow. It's poor Mike who's over there going. Because I've seen him.
Mike, Nelson, Shelley,
seen
all
them.
of us know how to,
You guys can navigate through that
Yes.
and find that song.
whatever song, yeah.
Lightning
well,
fast.
I'm not going to say whatever song, but
So
many.
So what is that one song? What are the three songs that you know before you walk into a nursing home that you know you're going to be singing? I'm guessing Anne Murray.
I'm at a nursing home now.
You're at a nursing home. What are the three songs that are guaranteed that you're going to be doing that day? Can I have this dance for the rest of my life?
Yes.
Okay.
They love that one.
Anne Murray.
Yeah, they love, I take them back to Roger Miller.
Yeah.
King of the Road.
King of the Road.
I take them as far back as I feel what their time might have been.
Yeah.
And then I let them request.
Okay.
I Will Always Love You, Dolly Parton.
yes,
That's a big
yes.
one. And she's about the closest to me as you can get. We're cousins.
Yes, your cousins.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you have the same hair.
Yeah, and she got the cups and I got the saucers.
I understand. Oh my God! Is that... Wow.
But she does an amazing amount of work on the outside of her singing career.
Have you ever had a chance to meet Dolly Parton
Never in person, although I worked in her studio, Merritt Studios. And
in Nashville?
she was out. But they talked to her on the phone because I had recorded one of her songs. So they talked to her on the phone while I was there, and I thought that was cool enough.
Wow. So what's your story? Where did you go to high school?
I went to Williamstown. I grew up in Williamstown, Vermont. Went to Williamstown Elementary, Williamstown High School, and then I'm going to say this guy's name because I'm sure he's going to watch this. There's
Drop it.
a guy named Peter Jones.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Hell of a drummer.
yeah, he used to sneak me into clubs to sing before I was 18
Before you were 18.
or 21.
Well,
No, I think it was 18 back
good
then,
for Peter.
actually.
Good for Peter. Yeah. He just reached out to me yesterday, as a matter of fact.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
In fact, Pete was my drummer for years.
Wow.
Yeah, way back when I was like 18.
So then what? So did you go to college, or did you started? You got the music thing going. You started a career in music.
No.
So what happened after high school?
I started singing when I was 4 on stage. That's when I began to get out there. And it's been there ever since. And I never went to college or,
Yep.
I was going to be a nurse.
Yep.
Went to nursing school and stuff, but everywhere I went, it was, what are you doing on this weekend? Can you come sing? And
Sure.
so I did colleges and high school
Yep.
things until I got old enough to get out there with the bands and play some music.
And then what happened? Because things really started picking up momentum. You were spending quite a bit of time in Nashville.
Once I got out of the bands, the last band I was in, County Line, broke up. One of the lead player was moving away and stuff, and I sat down and I said, my gosh, every time I turn around, there's a drummer quit, or this guy's not going to make the gig, and I'm looking for a bass player, I'm looking for an amp, I've got to have and I said, when I went to Nashville, they said, why don't you just use backtracks and put that guitar down because you're not very good at it. And I said, oh,
Wow.
okay. So
Wow.
I did. I put my guitar down, and Nashville showed me how to use backtracks. Karaoke wasn't even out back then.
Yeah. I mean, what are
And-
we talking about here? Late 70s, early 80s? What are we talking about? For
Early 90s.
early 90s.
Early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I started doing that, and all of a sudden the phone just started ringing, and here I am today.
So what was the inception of Sherri's Jubilee? How did that get started?
Julie Miner was a beautiful harmony singer, and her and I started Sherri's Jubilee, and it was Julie, and Lee is my middle name. So it was Julie Lee Jubilee.
Wow.
And so her and I started by doing Kenyon Farms in Waitsfield together, and we started going, and then we picked up Donnie Smeedy. And Donnie ran with us for 6-7 years, and then we just, kept, went to Ed Burke, to Brent Morris, beautiful male singers, and now we have Steve Duke. So I love to, if I'm going to a show, I don't want to hear a female all night.
Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to think of the other guy there. I think he's from Williamstown with the big belt buckle. Ed? Is it Ed?
Ed Burke is
Yes.
he's out of Randolph.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ed Burke. What a voice.
And he brought classic country.
Yeah.
And each male vocal that we brought in had a different talent. Brent was in the 50s and 60s. Steve Duke is in the 80s and 90s. Every guy that came brought something different to the table. It was really nice.
If I had a dime for every person that I have met who has said to me, I know you through Sherri Lamberton, or I met you through Sherri Lamberton, or I used to sing with Sherri Lamberton, or my kid used to sing with Sherri Lamberton. I mean, I still hear it today.
Yeah.
I mean, just up at Mom's nursing home when we announced that you were coming in to do a show. I mean, several of the LNAs up there. Oh, God, Sherri, Mike and I went to high school, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's remarkable. It is absolutely, you should be the mayor
No.
of Williamstown.
Yeah.
Couple
From my
of years.
own backyard.
Let's talk about what happened a couple of years ago. You've done countless fundraisers for people at no charge. You're an absolute master genius at rallying the community to come together, giving them a performance, a reason to attract them to all come together, getting all of the food, the drink, everything, bring a potluck, come together as a community the way that it was done decades and decades ago, especially up here in small town New England. And let's throw a couple of bucks in the pot and help out our neighbor. Not just someone who's got cancer, but some tragedy, house fires, car accidents, one thing after another, unexpected stuff. Sherri Lamberton is attached to this community, helping out that family. I would be shocked if there wasn't 2 out of 10 people in this entire central Vermont who weren't directly or indirectly affected by you and Sherri's Jubilee. You've done a lot.
Yeah.
You've done a lot.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
So, but you also probably, and you've been so busy doing this, you also probably didn't expect that this community would turn around and rally for you and have a fundraiser for you and Mike.
Yeah.
What happened a few years ago with Mike?
Yeah, Mike was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And so he had to have the surgery.
Yeah.
And but they caught it early. It was headed into his bladder, but they caught it. And he's 4 years cancer-free today. And he's still lugging equipment.
Shouldn't be probably, but is. 4 years today?
Yeah, I think it's about 4 years. Wow. He's been cancer-free. He was very lucky. And the community came together for us big time. And, I'm still grateful to this day that they came together for us. It was amazing. And then I got a chance to see what it felt like. And we held one for a guy with cancer once, and he said, it's not that you're handing me an envelope full of money at the end of the day. That has nothing to do with it. It's that feeling when you walk in the room, and all these people are there, and they're all there for you. That's what I'm after. It's that feeling of I'm not going through this alone.
Yeah.
And you're not going through it alone. There's people. Just reach out and get help.
Does it ever get a little overwhelming, being who you are, of people constantly bumping into you or hitting you up on social media? Sherri, are you okay? Is Mike okay? How are you doing? Is it okay? You guys okay? What? Does that ever get a little overwhelming at times?
No. I may put your message off for a day or so.
Sure.
Or your email. I may put you off for a day or so while but then I get back and say, we're okay.
Sure.
How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on with your health? Are you okay?
I am fine and dandy.
Fine and dandy.
I'm fine and dandy. 62 now.
Are you 62?
I just said that out loud, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, did I say I meant 26?
26.
Yes. Yeah,
All
don't
right.
really.
But
Probably not going to fall for that, huh?
You guys just took off and got the hell out of Dodge and went down to Florida for the winter.
Yeah.
And you were down there for how long?
4 months.
So who was down there? I know that Dave and Ralph and Shelley all came down.
Well, we went to see some people that have moved to Florida.
Yeah.
And then we did a bunch of shows at campgrounds and
I saw
stuff.
the pictures on Facebook.
We had such a wonderful time. The people down there love country music as much as they do up here.
Oh, yeah.
I used to go out there and go, they'd say, what kind of music do you sing? And I'd go, country? Because you never know if somebody likes rock or something and they hate country music.
Yeah.
So, but after I started doing requests from people and built a repertoire that was substantial.
Yes.
Now they go, oh, and I don't get it as much now. So I'm not saying country music's coming back full time, but in some people, country music never left.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Which leads me to, I'm so curious to know, and please be super brutally honest. I mean, the show's called Aired Out.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new country today? The crossover.
It's a crossover. And I'm not...
The metamorphosis of pop and country and rock and rap. What do you think of it?
I myself, personally...
Let it go.
Don't care for it. Myself, personally, I think they took the country out of country. And now it's crossing over into every genre there is. It's just crossing. I stopped listening to the radio to grab new top 40. I stopped several years ago. When Trisha Yearwood and Leanne and Martina and
Alan
Reba,
Jackson,
when all those were in it, that was country. But some of the artists nowadays, and artists actually did country to get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then they go on to do what they like.
Taylor Swift.
Yes, a lot of people have done that.
Sure.
Sure.
No,
I started country. you know, I'm going to.
Back to Florida, you had a young man down there with you who's not really that young. He's 40 years old. Tell everyone about Jonah. Who's Jonah?
Jonah came from Montpelier 5 years ago. He moved in with us, and we are his caregivers, and we love him to pieces. He's a big old teddy bear, goes to every show,
Oh, yeah.
but has to sit by me. So you might see an extra person on a bar stool. If you want to go ask him to move and get off that bar stool, have at it.
Yeah,
But
good
I've
luck.
tried.
But
don't move.
when he was with you, obviously he's with you all the time, was with you down in Florida. You took him to Daytona?
Yeah. Oh, he loves the races.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
What was his reaction to
Oh, he
that?
was just a kid in a candy store. Jonah's the type of person who will go anywhere you want to go anyway.
Yeah.
But he loves racing. He loves boats. So we tried to take him to the marinas, you know,
Yeah,
and
sure.
actually let him go around and see the boats and stuff. And we went right down to the Key, to the most southern part of the U.S.
Yep.
Stood in line for an hour to take that picture.
Are you kidding me? I've been there.
Have
Southernmost point, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Mike had to go see the most southern point.
Yeah.
And so we did.
Wow.
It was
Key West is a trip.
Yes.
It's a trip.
I saw a 6-foot iguana just walking
Did
around.
you just walking, just wild? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Jonah said, "Hey, Siri, look at that animal." And I looked
Yeah.
over and I went, "Oh my God, that really is an animal." And they just run free.
Watch out for the tail.
They whip it or something, huh?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
well, I
And
didn't get
they'll
close
break
enough.
your ankle too.
Really?
So what's going on with the American Legion?
I will be there this Friday night. I'm there once a month on the first Friday of the month.
Okay.
And I'm also at the Canadian Club.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Heritage Festival, which is an awesome berry event.
Yes.
All of us will be there.
When's
for
your
that.
performance time for Berry Heritage Festival?
I'm thinking around 4:15.
On Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
on
thinking
Saturday.
around 4:15.
This coming Saturday. Wow. So Friday night is the Legion. Saturday is wow. Wow. You need all hands on deck when you're doing shows like this. You need your team.
Oh yeah, you know, like I said, it's not me. You know,
Yeah.
I get the easy job. You know, I get to meet all the people and smile, sing a song, and these guys, sweat's running off them. And
Now, and of course, you'll be in the parade on Saturday.
I'm not going in the parade.
Why will you? Are you kidding me?
I know. I'm always in the parade. But my little Ralph
Yes.
is sick. Little Ralph has a hernia, and
Okay.
he's going to have surgery.
Okay.
So I ride on the big Deo trucks.
Of
Thank
course.
them so much for taking me through so many parades. But
Yeah.
to get my equipment up on that truck and back off it for Dave, it's he's going to try to help.
Yeah.
And we've got another show already in the park that night. So I said, no, we're going to take this one a little easy until Dave gets fixed.
So he's one of those stubborn old boys that just won't sit
He don't
still.
stop.
He likes to set up the equipment his way. He wants speaker placement, what have you, to be done a certain way.
Yeah, and
he's
don't
gotta-
pack his trailer.
No,
Oh.
because there's a exact place for every single thing.
Oh, and it
if
goes
you
in
don't-
order.
It has to go in a certain
Yeah.
order, and you better roll the cords right too.
I'm not good at that.
And if you don't put it in right, then it's not going to fit. Yeah,
Yeah, they don't like that.
that's too bad. That's too bad. You've been in that parade for a gazillion years.
I have. I went with the Kiwanis for a long time because they were such a small community group
Sure.
that they didn't want. So I went with them for years and years.
Yeah.
Well, the Kiwanis is an older club now, and they've decided they're not going to do the parade. So we still do, but I won't be in it this year. My
Okay.
heart will be, but
Yeah.
I won't be.
Yeah, but you love the Heritage Festival, though.
I love them all.
You're there, and you're going to be in Rutland. You're going to do the Rutland Fair.
I'm a regular at the Rutland State Fair. I'll do 4 shows a day throughout the Rutland Fair.
What's that like?
Well, if I could keep myself out of the bingo tent, if I could
Yeah.
stop eating,
Yeah. What is it? Is it the funnel cake or the fried dough?
I like the funnel cake.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mike likes the sausage and peppers.
Yeah.
So we go in, and we leave, and we have a little extra weight with us
Yeah.
on the way out.
And is Mike popping the Tums on the way out of
No.
the fair?
Oh, no, he's got a stomach of steel.
Does he really? Oh,
I've seen him eat 3 of those
maybe
sausages.
he could loan a little bit over to Ralph.
Yeah, he needs a little.
I remember a few years ago, and of course I love seeing you. Every time I see you in public when you're doing a show, we always have so much fun together. I can't think of how many times we've done that. But a few years ago, you were doing a Christmas party at the Moose Lodge in Williamstown. You've done your annual Christmas party for hundreds of years.
Yes.
Are you still doing those?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we used to have a big summer event, and I had to stop that one.
Yeah.
It was just so much.
Yeah.
But the Christmas one, I try to hold once a year, either here at the TV station. Sometimes
You've
they
done
have
it right here.
many, many, many years. Or at the Canadian Club or the Legion. There's,
Yeah.
one place or another, I will have where I just use band money and we buy gifts and kids stuff.
I know you do.
Yeah, we just have fun.
I know you
just
do.
fun. That's all.
It's so amazing. I've seen it a few times, and it always makes me think it's kind of like a variety show a little bit, but it never stops. I mean, it's go for every second that you're on.
Yeah, we don't take breaks because we do a lot of hour shows or 2-hour shows.
Yeah.
So, and we do regular 4-hour shows too, but we don't take breaks. No. I learned
You
so
lose the
many
crowd.
mistakes from working with bands. And I said, when I do put this show together, I'm going to hopefully learn from my mistakes. And the biggest one I saw, and they have to take a break. I mean, their fingers are,
Sure.
they have to. I don't.
Yeah.
Mine's just a voice. It's not, so they probably have to take a break. But every time I noticed the band would take a break, that's when some of the crowd would leave. Every break they took, they'd lose a little more of their crowd. And I said, I'm going to cut that out.
Interesting.
You can switch off a singer.
Yeah.
There's other things you can do.
What do you do if Sherri Lamberton is doing this and Sherry's got to pee? What
I tell
happens?
him.
You tell the crowd,
Yeah,
got to pee.
gotta pee. I'll be right back. No, I don't. I might throw a song in for Shelley and
Yeah, right.
Run.
There you go.
that's what
So
I
you
do.
have your go-to Shelley song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And Shelley does a lot of dance music.
Yeah.
She
there's-
does Proud Mary, and we all try to do top 40. We all try to do everybody's favorites.
Yeah.
And so she does all the mountain music and the,
Now,
songs.
how come Mike doesn't sing?
Mike does sing.
Is he a good singer?
Very good.
I've never heard him sing.
Yeah, he does very good.
Well,
He
he'll
don't
come
like
out-
it.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
He don't like it.
He's good,
Yeah,
but he doesn't like it.
yeah. He says,
What's worse, if you're good and you don't like it, or you don't like it and you're good?
whoa, whoa. I think it's like a job,
Mm-hmm.
You can love a job, and usually if you totally love a job, the pay isn't very good.
Sure.
Or you can hate a job and make a living. We went into the granite industry to make a living,
Yeah.
and we're glad we did. Mike got a pension from them, and
Sure.
but the music we've always done, and we both love it.
What have you had to say to anyone, but especially a young child? What do you remember about coaching someone? But especially I want to ask about a young child who may have come to the house, they've recorded, and they love singing, but they're just horrible. They're pitchy, They're just not supposed to be a singer. They're not a singer, but they love to sing. How do you, what have you remembered about having to break the news to someone, especially a young kid, where you're such a sensitive lady, you don't want to break someone's heart. But what if you had to say to someone who just, they shouldn't be up in front of a crowd singing, no more or less than I should? What have you had to say?
You need to work a little harder. You can do anything you want to. You can do anything. And I had one child that his pitch was way off. And that's what I told him. You like it? Yeah, I love it. Stay at it. Stay at it. Never give up. Never, ever give up if you love something. Now that kid sings all over, and he's good. So
what you're saying is...
I don't think there is anyone that really can't. I know there's people who can't sing, but they're usually not the ones who say, I really want to.
Are you doing an injustice to someone who sucks at singing, but you don't tell them flat out, dude, you suck?
No.
You're not doing an injustice.
No, because I would want that kid to reach as far as he could reach, and I would never stop someone from reaching.
And maybe come upon that realization on their own.
They will. It's like the little kid who says, oh, Mommy, I want to play guitar.
Yeah, well, here's...
You get him a guitar and he plays it for a week?
Sure.
Singers do the same thing.
Sure. You know, and here's what, my take on that is, God, we all suck at something to different levels. I mean, even somebody that's great at something, they're never perfect at it.
No. But practice.
Some of us, I suck at carpentry. I mean, that's just something that I have no business doing, or
Me
computer
neither.
work or anything like that. So.
No computer?
Nah, a little bit, but yeah, we all have different skills, and some of them are worth honing,
And some are not.
and some are not.
I've met several people that I have thought, I'd like to take a few hours and work with you.
Yeah.
But
You've also had some huge success stories of people that have taken heed to your advice and to your coaching and have really performed and made you remarkably proud.
oh, many.
Yeah.
Many. Every time I see a kid go out there and they actually use techniques that
Sure.
I've taught them,
Sure.
how to hold the mic,
Yeah.
how to present, it's so
Yeah. Sure.
enlightening to see the kid actually pick that stuff up
Yeah.
and bring it to
Yeah.
his own.
Getting in front of a crowd of people is nerve-wracking enough, but to sing in front of them is so vulnerable. I mean, you have to. There's an amount of bravery, especially for these young kids that do that I just can't even fathom.
Mine is just the opposite. I
Interesting.
can go out in front of 2,000 people and sing.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to talk to them.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
That's I
Interesting.
was like one of the shyest kids in school.
Yeah.
So to sing isn't hard. It's when they come up and talk to you after and you're going, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that lady that so many of us have known and brought something to Sherry's Jubilee for I don't even know how many years. I can't even imagine. The lady that loved elephants so much.
Donna Macno.
Miss Donna.
Miss Donna.
The
Miss
lady that
Donna
was-
made her own spot.
Yeah.
She took care of my sales,
Yeah.
and her laugh was so contagious.
Yeah.
If she laughed in the bus,
Yeah.
Everybody in the bus is laughing.
Sure.
You know, she just had one of those.
And she dressed up
laughs.
as a clown, too.
She was a clown. Oh yeah,
Who was the other clown?
Lynn was a clown. Fonda Perkins was a clown.
Perkins. Fonda Perkins.
Yeah, she was a clown.
God, I love that lady.
Yeah, she's a good lady. So we had, you know, clowns and bears and mascots and
Yeah.
just so busy, but we loved it.
Yeah. You've been all over the country.
Yes.
You had your bus. Do you still have that bus?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You've traveled all over the country.
Yeah.
You've seen so much of this great land.
Oh, and it's the people. You know, I hate to watch TV sometimes because it's not the same people I meet.
Yeah.
And everybody says, okay, you're an entertainer, so you see bar fights and you see all kinds of stuff. You do see all kinds of stuff, but I've only seen one fight in my whole career, and it was in Vermont.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay, I've seen two, because one fight was on my singer's car, and she said, huh, they're fighting on top of my car. So there was two. But that's it, and I wasn't involved. I just see them from the stage, you know, but...
Do you ever go back to Nashville? Do you ever go back? Do you ever record there still? I don't know how many albums you've put out. I don't know how many albums you've recorded there.
4. I have 4 albums. And I went back a few years ago and did some work for Lisa Fair as a songwriter out there. I did some of her songs and recorded them.
Yeah.
And again, in Merritt Studios.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would go back, and we went down for some awards.
Yeah. What were those awards?
The Horizon, Producer's Choice, and Overall Country Artist. There was 150, and I ended up in these 150 at the King Eagle Awards, it was called in Nashville. And I took all 3 awards. Got a recording contract and all that. Well, then this person of great, he was an ambassador to country music, big guy.
Just come a little closer to the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wondered what you...
And who was that?
I'm not even going to tell you his name because the man passed.
Yeah.
But I turned down his record contract.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, and I turned down everything because the guy, as soon as I came off from getting the awards, he was propositioning me. And I said, you know, I'm going back home.
I know who it is.
Yeah, and so we went back home. And that was pretty much my end of big time. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I was going on the road with the Kentucky Headhunters, and I had to be gone 2 years. I was going to make $200 a night. It wasn't for me. Mike couldn't go.
Ooh.
No, Mike couldn't go. So I said, no, you know, this just isn't for me. And they said, you won't be doing any more benefits. And you won't be doing any more 4-hour shows. And we'll tell you what to sing. And I said, hey, probably not for me.
Yeah,
So,
isn't that something?
No, I come home. Yeah, that was it.
You know, I went to Nashville for about, I think it was 6 nights. And when I came back, of course, everyone was asking me, how was it? How was it? Your first time in Nashville. And, you know, it was a party town. I mean, a huge party town. Broadway, I mean, I was up and down Broadway at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And that Broadway is alive and buzzing. And all those side streets and all those back alleys,
Yeah.
all those bars.
And you know, I never saw him.
You didn't.
No, I never saw him. My producer and my engineer were very, very strict.
Yeah.
And they told me where to stay. And they actually came and picked me up, brought me to the studio and back, and they didn't really want me roaming around.
No distractions.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, though, when I left and I came back home, it just, it was almost discouraging for me because I heard the level of talent that I heard was so good coming out of these bars at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, was so impressive. And I learned that those artists had to pay to perform. They had to pay the venue to be there, and that they're virtually total no-names.
Yeah.
They're not on the radar. They haven't penetrated the market. They haven't hit the radar. They haven't made it onto the radio, and they are so good, so good.
There's a lot of them, so many.
Oh, my God.
When I was going into the Nashville Palace, I had a show there. I was going into Nashville Palace, and back then, Music Row was alive.
Yeah.
I mean, people were lined up Music Row,
Sure.
all playing or singing or, performing, and they would have their tip jugs out. And
Yeah.
there was one guy that was playing outside of the Nashville Palace, and I thought, oh my gosh, you should be going in there, not me.
Of course.
He was that good.
Of course.
And I thought, I couldn't believe that Nashville lets that much talent go.
Sure. Right. Slip through the cracks.
Just slip through the cracks. If their wallet's not big enough.
Right.
It really is about money.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate to say that, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And marketability and all that stuff. But so quickly, we only have a minute left. What's next for Sherri Lamberton? What are you going to do?
I'm going to keep singing.
Okay.
Until the good Lord takes it, because I didn't work at this. I was given this, and now I'm just trying to use it.
To make people happy. Enrich their lives.
I hope so. It would be nice if that's what they said when my time was over. But so if it's a gift, you need to keep doing it,
Thank you for performing at my mom's nursing home and so many nursing homes and so many venues and so many places in front of so many people for so many years and making so many of us happy.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank you for having me here. This was wonderful.
Thanks for taking such great care of me when my heart was broken, when I lost my beloved dog, Buddy. You took such great care of me, and you understood. Thank you for celebrating with me and rejoicing in my excitement of becoming a dad for the first time in my life and being so happy for me.
Oh, you betcha.
And thank you for loving me. You have been such a wonderful friend. I would do anything for you. I'd do anything for Mike. You guys are just, I just love you to pieces very much. Thank
We
you.
love you.
Thank you for coming in
you,
here.
JD.
This is Sherri Lamberton, everyone. My guest live this afternoon on a Wednesday. Thank you so much for subscribing. And thanks again to CBDCrave.com, Peak Entertainment, FGBtheaters.com, Donnybrook Fight Promotions, Rex Thompson and Company, Cruise Planners, YourVoyagePlanner.com, Donna Sherman, CW Print and Design, and our presenting sponsors, Gothlier's Quality Grounds and Maintenance, and Fontaine Forestry and Millworks. God bless you. We'll catch you next time around. Again, thank you for subscribing. Make sure to like, to share, and we'll see you soon. I'm J.D. Green, and on behalf of Central Vermont Television, thanks to our producers, Joe, and thanks to Billy, your grandson,
My
who's
grandson,
here today,
yes.
too. We'll catch you real soon. I'm J.D. Green. Have a great rest of your day.